everyone, welcome back to the second part of my Bernie Baby mini album on my dog Bernie, who's just adorable. He's only like 4 months old. And this is the second of 3 process videos. The first one I show you how I pick all the photos and lay the cards in. This one I'm going to be doing the embellishment, and then the third one I'm going to do a walkthrough. So if you haven't seen the first one, I'll leave a link below for you so you can go check that out. And at the end of the video, if you want to see the like real-time walkthrough as I show it closer up, I'll also leave the link below for you so you can check that out. So anyways, I am in love with this Baxter collection from the 7 paper line at Studio Calico. It's so cute, and it's perfect for a mini album on a puppy. And just in case you're wondering, they also do have a cat one. So in the collection pack that I purchased, there were these like 5 or 6 wood veneer dogs, which I thought were super cute. So I started with those, and I'm just going to spread those sporadically throughout the album. I don't want them to all be together, so I'm just picking places that I want them. So I stuck one at the beginning on a card which had gold foil best friend and a photo of Bernie and I. It was a selfie that I had taken. And then I saw Tracy XO did a mini album on her adorable puppy Sophie. And on that page of Sophie, she had used one of the 4x4 divided page protectors and had kept it clear and had just stuck things in them, and I thought that looked super cute. So I'm copying a little bit, or I'm scrap lifting, but I thought this would be cute. So in this little page protector, I stuck one of those wood veneer dogs, which I stapled in. Then I grabbed some sequins and stuck those in one of the corners, and using my fuse tool, I sealed up the edges. Then on the other one, I used some of the sentiment strips, and it just says dog lover, fur baby, I love my dog, good boy, and I stuck those on one corner. And then on the other one, I grabbed one of these pink vellum hearts and just stapled it in the corner. And I love the way that that looks. Let's see. On this gold foil card, I decided to add one of the black vellum hearts. There is a whole pack of these vellum hearts, and they're so cute. And you're going to see me use those multiple times throughout this page. Okay, now I'll start at the beginning. On this card, I decided to add a sentiment strip that said, happiness is a warm puppy, which I thought was super cute with this introduction page, and I love that photo of him with his tongue out. And then I grabbed a couple of the pink puffy hearts and stuck those on the side of that sentiment strip. I'm just going to stick that back in there. And then on the back, there was a photo that I had taken just of his neck with his collar on. And if you are subscribing to my channel, you've probably seen last Sunday I posted a DIY embellishment video on cork embellishments, and I showed you how to stamp on cork, and I wanted to use some of those embellishments in this mini album. So using the stamp that came with the collection, I stamped the word dog, and I'm just going to adhere that there. And then I grabbed one of the sentiments which said puppy, so then it says like puppy dog, and I layered that over top and stuck that in the corner. The sentiment strips are so cute. I grabbed one that said I love you and stuck it on that heart. And then this tag where I had placed a photo in the wood veneer seemed a little big to me, like it was sticking out too much. So I decided to just trim a little bit off each edge to make it fit better. And I definitely like it better like that. I feel like it fits better in there. Guys, this photo of Bernie and I just love it. We're trying to take a selfie and his tongue is like hanging out of his mouth. It's so stinking cute. Okay, next card. I decided to do some more. I hope this isn't too fast because the thing is, I didn't want it to be a super long video, and this one's already like 30 minutes. Sorry, guys. And the one before that was like 15 minutes, and I was just like, this is getting too long, and I didn't want to have to make 4. So I have 3, but I didn't want to make 4 process videos, so I hope I'm not going too fast. Anyways, on this card, I had 2 blank squares, and I decided to make a shaker pocket. So I grabbed some pink and gold sequins. And if you're wondering, my sequin container comes from the dollar store. It's like a little donut sequin container. And I stuck pink and gold sequins in there, and then I grabbed some gold glitter and shoved that in there too. Which, come on guys, I love gold glitter. And then I used my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool to just fuse up the edges. Of course, I shook it before I had sealed the top pocket, and that all came out, but easy to fix. And I love this, that gold and the sequins peeking through. I just think it's so pretty. And pink and gold. Come on, guys. Like, I love pink and gold. And also the alpha for this collection is gold, so I thought I want to add some other elements of gold into this spread. And that We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool seals it up perfectly. Now, if you have one of those and you don't know how to use it, I do have a how-to video showing you how to use the We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool. If I remember, I'll try to link that up for you below too. So go check that out if you want to learn how to use it or want a product kind of review. I love this tool. It's so great for Project Life and for mini kits like this. So the photos are slightly smaller when you print them off with your Cannon Selphy. So I just grabbed some of the paper that was in the kit collection and cut it into 2x2 squares, back my photos, and I do the same thing on the back of that spread. I've got 2 more photos of Bernie like laying on the couch. He's such a cutie. And I just backed it on some gray polka dot paper and stuck that in there. And then I felt like I wanted to do something else on this side. So on the 4x4 card, which had little white and black puppy dogs, and then in gold foil it says I love you, really small, I decided to add 2 of the vellum hearts. I just overlapped them, and using my tiny attacher I stapled it a bunch of times. And then I wanted to use some more gold on that page, so that just to bring out the gold in the background. So using the puffy sticker alpha in the collection, I wrote "Aw," because that's how I feel about him. Oh, here I'm going to make another shaker pocket. I had this triangle die cut that came in the collection, and it says "Must Love Dogs," and it's pink with gold foil on top. And I thought, I'm going to put this in there and make a shaker pocket, but the back was white, so I decided to use the back to add some journaling. I'm just adding my lines, and I just wrote, I truly love my new puppy Bernie. He's so sweet and cuddly. He's kind and loves hugs. He just loves to be held and snuggled. He loves Mom, and he likes to follow her around everywhere she goes. He loves playing with his hedgehog and anything that squeaks. He has this like stuffed animal hedgehog that he just carries around with him and plays with it all the time. It's really adorable. So once I had written the journaling, I erased the pencil lines. I'm going to stick it in there, and then using my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool, I'm going to fuse along the edges of that triangle, and then I'm going to add some pink, gold, and red sequins, as well as 2 vellum mint colored hearts. Now I grabbed this card to pick out the colors because I wanted the colors to match throughout the album, so that's why I was just picking that card out just to pick it. And guys, this is such a fun way to document like a pet or a puppy or something like that. And Bernie is like the sweetest, cutest little puppy ever. I just had to document him. And he's so photogenic, guys. Like, I can't even tell you. When I'm walking him, every once in a while, he'll just like turn around and look at me and stick his tongue out so that I can take his photo. It's like so cute. Now, if you're wondering a little bit more about him, hopefully this doesn't bother you. Doesn't bother you that I just talk about this instead of the scrapbooking for a couple minutes. He's a rescue puppy. We found a rescue online that goes and gets dogs and puppies up in northern Quebec and then brings them down to the GTA, which if you're in Ontario, that means Greater Toronto Area, and finds homes for them because there's not enough homes up in this native reserve where they go and rescue these dogs. And Bernie was rescued from a hoarder who had like a ton of animals in his house. And he had a bunch of brothers and sisters, and he was rescued, and I just love this dog so much. He's great. Okay, back to the scrapbooking. On the back of this tag, I decided to add a pink vellum heart, and I just glued that on. And then I wanted the title to be Bernie and Me, so using the gold foil alpha, I'm going to write Bernie, and then I used an ampersand puffy heart in the middle, and then I'm going to put me. I'm also going to add some black puffy hearts there as well, just to bring a little bit of contrast. And I'm really happy with the way that this turned out, and I think it works perfect next to those 2 photos of selfies of Bernie and I there. I'm going to add another sentiment strip, and this one just says cuddles. And I thought that would be cute on that photo of Bernie and I hugging and taking a selfie. Okay, just in case you want to take a selfie with your dog and you're like, my dog won't sit still. Let me just tell you, I probably took like 150 photos and then picked out like the top 10 that I like the best. Like, it took some time. Oh, I'm back to the cork. I decided I wanted to add a little something extra to the back of this. So I trimmed out 2 cork embellishments that I had stamped, and I just stuck those on the back. One's a dog, and the other one says wolf, and I love the way that that works out. And if you're wondering, the cork that I purchased is super thin, and it comes from Kaiser Crafts. Now, this photo is actually the very first photo we have of Bernie. When my mom and dad went and picked him up from the rescue, my mom was holding him in the car, and we snatched this photo. He's so little there, guys. Now I wanted to add something on the bottom, so I grabbed a label sticker out of my stash and another cork thing that says best friend, and I'm going to stick that in the bottom corner. And then I'm going to use some of the gold foil hearts from Studio Calico. I think they're from another 7 paper collection, maybe Amelia. And I have like 4 or 5 of these packs of hearts, and I've already used like 3 or 4. I love those hearts so much. I keep purchasing them. And they were recently on sale in last call, so then I got like 4 more kits. Hopefully you don't think I'm crazy. Does anybody else do that, like buy things in bulk because you love them so much? And then this card, it just said wolf. And then there was like a spot to add journaling, and I added journaling. It just says, this is a puppy's life - loved. And then I grabbed a black vellum heart and another wood veneer doggy and stuck it there. And then on this corally pink card with the bones, I decided to add another vellum heart. And I wanted to keep this one simple, so I just added a couple tiny attacher staples just to the sides, just to bring a little bit more of that. Now on this photo of Bernie sleeping on the couch, guys, he's so cute. I used a phrase sticker that says the dog days of summer, and then I wanted to add some of these puffy stickers, and there were these white ones with little black sketchy outlines, and I added those all over. Now, I don't really know how I decide how to embellish these pages. I basically just like turn to the next card and then look at it and then think, like, do I want a lot on here? Do I want a little bit? Like, this photo of my dad and Bernie sleeping on the couch is just adorable, and I didn't want too much. I just wanted a sentiment strip. So there weren't any on the Baxter collection thing that I liked for this page, but then I knew I had these Tim Holtz ones, and this one says, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful, and I just love that. Then the next page was these 3 photos. 2 of them, my mom is holding Bernie, and in the bottom one, he's so little. He was so tiny back then. And I wanted to back those 3 photos plus add something to that top corner. And one of the 12 by 12 sheets that came in the collection was this one. It had black polka dots on a white background, and some of the polka dots were like little dog heads. So I used the black polka dot paper to back the 3 photos, and then I thought that one corner that was open could be one of those puppy dog polka dots, but I didn't like that it had some black, so I ended up just trimming a white piece of paper, trimming out the head, and then sticking it on the middle. And then I also used a sentiment strip that said lovable and just stuck that under there. Just simple for that page. And then on the back, I had these 2 photos of Bernie and my brother Josh playing on the carpet, and you just see Bernie's head and my brother Josh's head. It's just so cute. And so I needed to back those, so I grabbed another 12 by 12 paper that had gray. It was gray, and it had these like dog noises on them, like wolf and howl and things like that. So I backed the 2 photos of Josh, and then I grabbed 2 more papers with the wolf and the howl and stuck those in the opposing corners. And then on one of the corners, I just wanted to add a little something something. So in a moment, you'll see that I add a vellum heart with my tiny attacher and then a puffy heart. And I really like that when I'm like minimizing the amount of embellishments I'm using, then I can have the whole album look cohesive. And with mini albums like this, I really want them to look cohesive. Like, I want to use the same type of embellishments all throughout so that it looks like it all goes together. Oh, just grabbed a sentiment that said squirrel, stuck it on there. So I do go back and forth a lot in this album, so hopefully that's not bothering you as you're watching this process video, but I kept it like that because I wanted you to see the process that I actually take. So let's see. On the back of this card, I had left all 4 of those blanks, and one of the cut aparts from the 12 by 12 sheet had this word that said wolf, and I thought it would be cute if I cut it into 4 so that I could stick one of those in each of the pockets. And I'm not crazy about the color because I don't love orange, and I'm especially not crazy about that gray and orange next to that blue, but I'm going to fix that later when I'm working on the album. It's going to bother me for a little while, and then later I'm going to fix it by changing one of those out. And then on the front, I backed those photos, and then I added some puffy stars on a couple of them. And then on the photo of my brother and Bernie playing in the middle, Bernie was like playing next to Josh and licking his ear, and Josh was laughing. It was so cute. And I used a phrase called "Who let the dogs out" on the bottom of that because I thought it was cute. And then in the top right-hand corner is blank, and I'm going to use another one of those cork stamped embellishments that I made. And I just hot glue that on the outside of the album page protector. I just like that textural element. And then this card said all bark, and I wanted it to say and no bite, but there wasn't a sentiment strip that said that. So I'm just going to grab a black felt tip pen and add that myself, and I thought it would be fun to add faux stitching lines around the edge, so I added that. And then now it just says all bark and no bite, and then I added an arrow pointing to him. And I wanted to add that stitching element elsewhere in the album, so I grabbed this 100% dog person tag and I add that all around it. And later in the album, I'll add some more of that kind of faux stitching element. Now this card, I'm not sure if I said this in the other video, was a 4x6 card, but it was too big, so I cut off the dog head at the bottom and placed it on the bottom of that dog person card, and now it's a 4x4. I did some tiny attacher staples just to add a little something something there, and because I know you can see the line, but it doesn't bother me. Oh, now this card, I'm adding some journaling, and I wanted it to be a quote, so let me see if I can find it. It says, "Whoever said that diamonds are a girl's best friend never owned a dog," unknown, which I thought was cute. And then in this card, I added, some things fill your heart without even trying, and that's unknown, but I thought it was cute. And then I grabbed one of those paw print stamps and stamped it on the bottom. And then on this heart, I love this sentiment. It says, "Dogs leave paw prints on your heart, on our hearts forever," unknown. And so I had to pull off the heart that I placed on the front to make it flat. And then once I had written that, I added the paw print stamp all over the back end, which I thought was cute because it's a heart and then there's paw prints all over, and then the quote says, "They leave paw prints on your heart," which love that. I'm going to add some personally journaling too, but these are just a couple quotes that I really liked that I wanted to stick in here. And now I'm going to glue that gold heart, chipboard heart on the front again because I had taken it off so it would be flat. And let's see. I'm going to add some more faux stitching lines around the edges of this beautiful card. It says "I love you," and it has a gold foil bow in its hair. Now, originally I had it flipped, but then I didn't like how the dog was facing off the page, so I switched those. And then, let's see, some of the die cuts were white on the back, and I didn't really want to leave them white, and I didn't really want to add journaling on the back either. So I decided to back them with some paper. So I just went through the paper, picked the one I like, did it backwards, glued it down, and then trimmed it out. And then I'll use my hole punch to just re-punch the hole. And I love that colorful pattern on the back of there. I think it just works really cute. And then, let's see, I decided that it looked too plain. I was going to go forward, but then I thought, you know what, I want to add something on the back of there. So I go and grab the embellishments again to those vellum hearts that I love so much. I just picking them out. I thought about layering a couple of them, but decided to just go with a pink one and stuck that there. And then moving ahead, I found this checkered card, and I decided to add a whole bunch of dogs, fussy cutout. I'm not going to make you watch that, so I skipped ahead, glued them all down so it's like a whole group of dogs, and then I'm going to leave the card like that. Then here was another card that was plain on the back, and I didn't like that, so I grabbed this paper, and it had this like love dogs phrase on it and a little dog head, so I decided to use that, and again, just trim it out. I know I'm like cutting into these 12 by 12 sheets, but that doesn't really bother me because I don't think I'll make that many 12 by 12 pages from it, and I can always purchase more of the paper if I really want it. This card still looked a little plain to me, so I decided to add some faux stitching along the line. And by faux stitching, I mean just like a black pen with like dash lines. And now I wanted to add something to this wolf paper. So I grabbed some of my stamps and thought, wouldn't it be fun if some of these could curve around the edges of this O? So I basically lined it up on my acrylic block, used my Stays On ink, and stamped it. And I'm really not cleaning my stamps right now because I know I'm being videoed, so I'll clean them after the video's over. In case any of you are like, why aren't you cleaning your stamps? I hate cleaning stamps. It's like my biggest pet peeve that I have to do. But I will do it after the video. I wanted to cut out some more of those dogs, so again, cut them out and glued them on the outside of the page protector. And I like the way that that looks. Let's see. Here I decided to add one more wood veneer doggy, and I just hot glue it to that all bark and no bite card that I had done. And this is when I realized, oh, that color matches the wolf paper and will take away from the fact that I don't like those colors. So I replaced that. And then I had one more of those divided page protectors that I hadn't done yet. One side was blank and then the other side had these 3 photos. So I grabbed the 12 by 12 cut apart paper again, and one of them had this heart on it. So I cut that into 4 and placed that on the front side of that divided page protector. And then this is when I realized I don't actually like one of those photos, so then I got rid of it. And then as I was sitting there, I was like, hey, that best friend card looks blank. Why don't I move one of the photos there? So then when I did that, I really liked that. And then that left me with only 1 photo on this card. But that's okay. I figured I could fill it in with other things. So I put that 1 photo of Bernie barking in the bottom left-hand corner. And then I thought, what will I do on the other cards? And then I thought, oh, I've got tons of these puffy stickers and sentiment strips left, so I'll use those. So I grabbed those 3 cards out of there, and I grabbed a whole bunch of the sentiment strips, mostly like dog noises like yip, grr, arf, woof, sniff, ruff, bow, wow, wow, yap, and stuck those all over. And then I'm going to use the puffy stickers and just layer them on there. And I decided to go with just the circles and the hearts. And I'm mixing the colors. So I just sort of stick it down and trim it off, use the excess somewhere else. It was pretty fun to do. And I really am happy with the way that this turns out. I know it's not as many photos, but sometimes I like the combination of like photos and journaling cards and embellishments. I just like it. And it helps that 1 photo in the corner really pop out too, because there's not a ton distracting from it. Well, I mean there is, but the photo I feel like stands out because it's the different thing. Like, which one of these things does not belong? And that's usually the one that stands out because I like the way that that looks. So I'm just sticking that in there, trimming off a little bit of excess, and then sticking it back in the album. And then this dog person card still looked pretty blank to me, and I thought, why don't I add XOXO? So using the gold foil puffy sticker alpha, I added that, and I hardly ever use X's, so I figured that was a good way to use it. And then I went off screen for a little bit to add some journaling to some tags. And these tags I got from this super cute little scrapbook store in, I want to say Calgary or Edmonton. I can't remember where. It has a pink bicycle outside of it. If you know where that is, can you leave a comment below because I can't remember. But it was a local scrapbooking store in Calgary or Edmonton, I think, that had a pink bicycle outside. And they had all these tags, and they were so cute. And I used my typewriter to add the tags and journaling. So while I'm doing some stamping, I thought I'll just read you some of the journaling. I love this photo of Bernie. Every day he comes to work with Mom and I take him for walks. He usually just runs up the stairs and runs inside. Today he stopped just outside of the door and gave me this look. I love that his goofy personality is starting to come out. Truly, if this wasn't my dog, I would steal him. I didn't think it was possible, but I totally have the cutest, sweetest, and most photogenic dog ever. And then the next journaling card says, it just talks about that story I told you earlier about where we got him from. And the next one, it just mentions how we picked his name. So how did we pick his name? Bernese is a Bernese Mountain Dog Collie mix. Bernese dogs are often called Berners, and my mom's maiden name on her mother's side is Berner. We wanted to name our new puppy after this, so we called him Bernie. I love it. I think it's so cute, and I think it fits his personality perfectly. He's our little Bernie. Okay, and then just before I read the next card, what I decided to do was keep that paw print kind of idea going throughout the whole album. So I'm going to continue to stamp paw prints on some of the cards just to make it look like he's walking across the pages. And then the last tag that I added, I wrote about his personality traits. So Bernese Mountain Dogs are easygoing, I don't know what that word is. Easygoing, calm family companions. He's sensitive, loyal, extremely devoted. He's gentle with children and often reserved with strangers. He generally gets along with other dogs and pets. And the border collie side of him is an intelligent and obedient breed. He is dependable and loyal, and he's reserved and even protective. And I just added that on that card, which those personality traits fit him so well to a T. Like, that is exactly who he is. He's sweet and loyal and devoted and protective, but obedient. We've been taking him to puppy classes, guys, and I can't even tell you, he is totally the smartest dog in the class. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a proud mama, but he totally is. There's this one dog who pees and poos in the class all the time, and Bernie just sits there and looks at him like, what are you doing? And we've been teaching him new tricks like paw, and he can hand us his paw. It's so cute, guys. Honestly, I love taking him to that class. He's such a smart dog. And even the instructor always says, oh, this will be too easy for Bernie, but I need to show the other dog owners. Guys, he's such a good dog. I can't even tell you how much I love this puppy. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying this process video. Okay, so a couple more paw prints, and I like that when you're going through the album, it's like one cohesive thing that makes it look like he's walking right across the pages of the album. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to add some enamel dots and then some ribbon. So I had these Pebbles enamel dots, and they came in really bright colors, and I'm just going to add those sporadically throughout the pages. And then I'm also going to add some freckled fawn little stars on some of the pages, and I really like that. It's just one little added touch. It probably doesn't need it, but I love that element, and I feel like enamel dots are the perfect way to end. Oh, and this card is super fun. I decided to add a whole bunch of enamel dots, and I really like how colorful that is, and it's pink and mint, which are my favorite colors. I hope you're not getting bored of listening to me talk about Bernie and embellishments. I really have enjoyed this little mini album. It was so fun to put together, and I love the tags with the journaling, and you can just pull them out and read the journaling if you want to. If you don't want to, you can just quickly flip through the pages and look at the pictures and the titles, and I'm so excited. I think I'm going to have to get a couple more of these Baxter Collection albums because I'm pretty sure if this is how many photos I have in 4 months, I'm pretty sure as he gets older, I'm going to want to make more of these. And I think it would be so cute to have a whole collection of little albums of him up against on my shelf with these cute little dogs on them. Guys, it's adorable. Hopefully you don't think I'm crazy. And if you do, well, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. Oh, okay. I felt like I needed one more thing. So I grabbed this blue sparkly freckled fawn wood word, and it says yippee. And I'm just going to try to figure out where to put that. And I decided to put it on that one blank 3x4 card that I have in there. Just hot glue it on. And then after that, I'm going to add the ribbon to the top of the tags. And the reason I add the ribbon is really just because I don't like tags with holes in the top that have nothing in them. I don't know. It's just something that bothers me. So I had all this ribbon in my stash, and I grabbed some colors out that match the colors of the album. And after that, it's basically done. I trimmed them all into little fishtail edges, and using a lighter, just light the edges just so that they won't unravel. And that's it. Check out the last video, which is an album walkthrough where I slow it down and show you close-ups of the pages. Other than that, I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks everyone for joining me. Bye.